All right, and Rami Malek, who we remember, of course, from the biopic of Freddie Mercury. Many thanks, Eve Jackson, for that live update from the Cannes Film Festival. Now, every year, Cannes draws up a new poster, a striking still from movie history. And this year, well, it's Ridley Scott's feminist fable, Thelma and Louise, made all the way back in 1991. Alison Sargent and Olivia Salazar-Winspear have more.
It's the visual identity of the festival. Every year, a new poster sets the tone in Cannes, an image that captures the essence of cinema in one frame. For 2026, it's a black and white scene. Thelma and Louise sitting on the dashboard of a convertible. Their expressions a mix of defiance and determination. But why this film this year? The 1991 movie tells the story of two women fleeing a world that has no place for them.
We'll just be gone one more day and then we'll be home for a night.
God damn it!
Going their own way, on their own terms. From the initial thrill of the open road, they also face harsh challenges. A film about freedom, friendship, and emancipation, which over time becomes a matter of life and death.
Now, with so many women working outside the home, there are more male children that are ready to accept strong women, but still this macho kind of insensitive pressure that's put on boys in all cultures, I think, really. And we're teaching girls to be.
In Bolivia, where the center-right government of Rodrigo Paz has been under pressure for 2 weeks, what with strikes and blockades, the country expelling Colombia's ambassador, claiming interference by left-wing President Gustavo Petro. Emerald Maxwell has more.
This mother is waiting for her baby to be seen as he's hooked up to a small tank of oxygen, an essential element that's beginning to run out in the Bolivian capital. The hospital says they only have 36 hours of it left.
It's really difficult to get oxygen, and my baby depends on it. We have to find oxygen, and there isn't any. We're even searching for it on Facebook, not just for my case, but for several babies.
And it's not just oxygen. Fuel, medicine, even food are all becoming scarce in La Paz, which has been cut off from the rest of the country, rocked by strikes and roadblocks since early May. Protesters are calling for measures to tackle rising living costs.
We have practically nothing left. You can't even find an egg, and the vegetables that do arrive have skyrocketed in price. It's very sad to see our country come to this.
The government is also to blame. Many of the laws it passes hinder rather than help.
After weeks of protests, the movement is hardening, calling for the resignation of President Rodrigo Paz, who's been at the helm for barely 6 months. He says the
Trump administration has unsealed a criminal indictment against Cuba's former president. Raul Castro, 94, is accused over the 1996 downing of jets piloted by Cuban exiles. It's part of a ramped-up pressure campaign that includes a blockade since the start of the year. That pressure campaign has been ratcheted up in the past days. Earlier in the day, there was a message to the people of Cuba in Spanish by the U.S. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, the son of Cuban immigrants.
Pero el presidente Trump ofrece una nueva vía entre Estados Unidos y una nueva Cuba. Una nueva Cuba donde ustedes, los cubanos de a pie, no solo Gaesa, pueda ser dueño de una gasolinera o de una tienda de ropa o de un restaurante. Una nueva Cuba donde ustedes, no solo Gaesa, pueden abrir un banco o tener una constructora. Una nueva Cuba donde ustedes, y no solo el Partido Comunista de Cuba, pueda ser dueño de una estación de televisión o de un periódico. Una nueva Cuba donde pueda quejarse de un sistema que falla sin temor a ir a la cárcel o ser forzado a irse de su isla.
Now, also under pressure has been Venezuela. The U.S. swooped in and took its leader at the start of the year. The authorities there announcing the release over the next few days of some 300 prisoners, including a 16-year-old, a woman in her 70s, and 3 police officers linked to an attempted coup back in 2002. More on that story now from Eliza Herbert.
It's a sizable step forward. 300 prisoners are to be released from custody in Venezuela this week, according to the president.
التي فيها معاشنا وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي فيها معادنا واجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير واجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من العجز والكسل والجبن والبخل والهرم وعذاب القبر. اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعوة.
Believing Queiro's arrest was politically motivated as he faced terrorism charges that were often used to lock up Maduro dissidents. The government has announced an investigation into his death.
It's time now for business. We say hello to Yuka Royer.
Hi, Francois.
We're on the eve of the French government announcing new measures to help those who can't seem to fill the tank because of rising energy costs. Some good news for the French economy. With a new car factory in Western France, this one made with the Chinese.
Yeah, it's a big commercial deal coming at a time of trade tensions between the EU and China. The French-Italian group Stellantis and China's Dongfeng have signed a preliminary agreement to expand their partnership and form a joint venture that will be 51% owned by Stellantis. The JV would be based in Europe and be responsible for the sales and distribution of Dongfeng's Voyah branded cars. It would also host joint purchasing and engineering activities. According to Stellantis, this will allow it to tap into China's competitive electric car ecosystem. Now, as part of the deal, Dongfeng's new energy models are set to be made in Stellantis' plant in Rennes, here in France, to comply with the EU's new Made in Europe rules requiring 70% of EV content to be built locally. Stellantis already has a joint venture with another Chinese partner, Leapmotor.
Thailand announcing that it is cutting visa-free stays for many nationalities.
Yeah, of course, Thailand relies on foreign visitors, but it's also been grappling with over-tourism. Locals have also been complaining about bad behaviour by some, and there have been a string of high-profile crime cases involving foreign nationals. Now the government has voted to drastically tighten its visa rules for tourists. Luke Schrager has more.
Thailand's long been an attractive destination for tourists, but now it's getting rid of a 60-day visa exemption for 90.
نورا ومن بين أيدينا نورا ومن خلفنا نورا واجعل في نفوسنا نورا وأعظم لنا نورا. اللهم إنا نسألك من الخير كله عاجله وآجله ما علمنا منه وما لم نعلم ونعوذ بك من الشر كله عاجله وآجله ما علمنا منه وما لم نعلم. اللهم إنا نسألك من خير ما سألك عبدك ونبيك ونعوذ بك من شر ما عاد به عبدك ونبيك.
The fact that there's a 60-day visa means like you have a lot of kind of room to play around with, and like it means you can kind of like enjoy all the things that there is to see in Thailand without worrying too much about like your visa running out or anything like that. I think a 30-day visa, though, would really restrict you in what you can see in Thailand.
With tourism worth some 10% of its GDP, Thailand brought in the 60-day exemption 2 years ago as part of efforts to boost the economy in the post-COVID era. Numbers haven't yet really recovered from the pandemic. It drew 40 million visitors in 2019, and it's expecting around 32 million this year.
The UK bucking the trend, inflation not as high as people thought.
Yeah, it's welcome news indeed to many consumers who are bracing for another cost of living crisis in the UK. But the latest data from the Office for National Statistics showed headline inflation in April eased to 2.8%, down from 3.3% in the previous month and the lowest in over a year. But here's the big but. Analysts say that it's likely just a blip resulting from the government
Back in North London, nothing but admiration for coach Mikel Arteta.
And we've had our struggles every season, but he's got us there now.
Arsenal wrap up their Premier League season away at Crystal Palace on Sunday, before turning their attention to an even bigger prize, a Champions League final showdown with PSG in Budapest on May 30. And after waiting 22 years for this moment, these fans are starting to believe anything is possible.
And as you mentioned, Francois, the drama doesn't end there for the end of the season. Who's going to be going down into the Championship? Will it be Spurs? Will it be West Ham? We'll find out this weekend. For now, though, it's the Europa League final that's coming up tonight. Aston Villa and Freiburg meet in Turkey with big stakes at play. Freiburg are enjoying their most successful time in the club's history, and Villa are trying to seek a first trophy in 30 years. They last won in 1996. That was the League Cup in England. They've got Unai Emery to lead them to glory, and if he does make it, it'll be the manager's